Did you know that your adventure in Oaxaca can start off on the right foot with just a few key tips? This video is going to walk you through the essential insights for navigating your first 24 hours as an expat, ensuring you get the most out of your new environment. We've covered all the essentials, from getting the most days to your tourist visa to selecting the ideal neighborhood. We'll cover your transportation options from getting to the airport to the city center or even just getting around town. We'll even get you started on the cheapest banks to take out Mexican pesos and get your cell phone set up. So stick around to discover our insider tips that you'll need to safely and easily move to Oaxaca. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey expats, I'm Marco Sison with Nomadic Fire with another fact-filled video guide to living your best life abroad. We bring you the best updated intelligence on expat life in different cities and countries overseas. With us, you get the unique perspective of having one source to compare, contrast, and catch life in the best retirement hotspots around the world. Hey there, expats! We've pulled together this essential guide for new expats, sharing the insights we wish we had known before arriving here in Oaxaca. So let's get right to the topic, visa and immigration. When it comes to staying in Oaxaca, we've got some great news for people with strong passports. Citizens of 65 countries and permanent residents of 34 countries can actually enter and stay in Mexico as tourists for up to 180 days without a visa. And spoiler alert, the US and most European countries are on this goodie list. However, the key detail here is the word up to, because the immigration officer stamping your passport at the border actually has the final say on how long you can stay. And they're going to manually write that date in on your passport on your arrival. There's no guarantee you're going to get the full 180 days. When you arrive at immigration, the officer is going to ask you how long you intend to stay and the date of your return flight. To max out your stay, confidently state an exit date that's just a little under the 180-day limit. This is going to increase your chances of receiving the full duration. And trust us, you don't want to sit there stumbling through this conversation and risk a shorter stay. And here's your first insider tip of the video. When entering Mexico as a tourist, it's highly recommended to have your exit ticket already booked. But if you're unsure of your departure date, check out the link below, where I cover 10 ways you can show proof of onward travel. Now, while immigration officers don't always ask for a return ticket, actually the Mexican embassy website recommends it, so I always go with being better safe than sorry. For more information on Mexican visas, head to Nomadic Fire's website. Now let's talk about another crucial step, which is finding the right neighborhood for your stay. We booked our first stay at a co-living directly in Centro Historical before we arrived. We wanted to get a feel for the city and use this as a base to go apartment hunting. Having lived in Mérida with a comfortable population of 1.3 million, the city of Oaxaca de Juarez with a population of just 750,000 feels like it's kind of large, small town. However, it's big enough to have all the stuff we need. It has the gyms, has really nice nightlife, has fantastic restaurants, has some great local markets, and some fantastic coffee shops. But it's going to feel much more cozy and walkable than Mérida. There are 4 popular neighborhoods for expats in Oaxaca that we'd like to highlight. Let's start off with the Histórico Centro. This is Oaxaca's historic center, and it's the hub of activity here. Here you'll find the city's vibrant Zocalo or Central Square, bustling with markets and these kind of charming colonial architecture everywhere you look. And there's an uncountable number of these great rooftop terraces. These places are a perfect place to soak in the local atmosphere, enjoy some of the street performances, and savor this amazing traditional Oaxacan cuisine. The city is especially lively during big events like the famous Dia de los Muertos in November or the Guelaguetza Festival in July. Guelaguetza is an annual cultural festival held here in Oaxaca de Juarez, and it celebrates the diverse indigenous cultures of the Oaxaca region. During this festival, you'll get to enjoy traditional music, dance, and these colorful costumes. During these times, you'll find lots of parades during the streets, so make sure to join the parades with a little cup, because locals will end up pouring sips of their famous liquor mezcal, which is made from the local agave plant for anyone in the parade. The next 2 popular neighborhoods are Guadaluaco and Xochimilco. Each offer a distinct living experience in Oaxaca de Juarez. They're both extremely close to the historic center, so you can comfortably walk to the historical center if you want some of the hustle and bustle and entertainment. So let's talk about Xochimilco first, because frankly, I have an easier time pronouncing this one. Xochimilco oozes a quaint historic charm with traditional adobe houses and has a tranquil bohemian vibe. In contrast, Jalalaco is a more vibrant and artistic neighborhood and features these amazing cobblestone streets and colorful crazy murals, and has a lively atmosphere. While Jalalaco attracts a diverse and dynamic crowd with its modern amenities, Xochimilco appeals to those who kind of seek a more serene, authentic, laid-back Oaxacan environment with a rich sense of history. The fourth neighborhood I'd like to discuss is San Felipe de Agua. It's known for its more residential and tranquil atmosphere. Expat life in San Felipe de Agua offers a way different experience compared to those other neighborhoods I just mentioned in Histórico Centro. They feature more green space. The areas here are known for its lush surroundings and proximity to the mountains, making it ideal for those who enjoy nature and outdoor activities. There's great residential comfort here. San Felipe provides a more suburban feel. You have kind of these larger homes, quieter streets, and it appeals more to families and those looking for a more peaceful environment. And the community here. The neighborhood has a strong sense of community and is home to several expat-friendly amenities, including international schools, fantastic cafes, and some great international restaurants. Overall, San Felipe de Agua is favored by expats who prefer a quieter, more residential lifestyle, or if you want a house with a garden, but you still want to be close to Oaxaca city center because it's only just a few miles away. All right, let's talk about the essentials of actually getting to Oaxaca de Juarez. Oaxaca technically has an international airport, but don't get too excited. There are currently only 10 non-stop flights that are international, and all of those flights go only to the US. But what the airport lacks in size, it makes up for in convenience. It's just 20 minutes in a car away, and you'll be right in the heart of the city center. But beware, there are no Ubers in the Oaxaca area, and Uber's cousin Didi exists, but they aren't allowed to do airport pickups. Your best bet is going to be finding a taxi or shuttle service waiting for you right outside the airport. We opted for a cheaper Colectivo option where it's a minivan that's shared amongst 10 people. The minivan will take you to your address, but it may take slightly longer depending whether you're the first or the last person they plan on dropping off. However, the Colectivos are cheap. They cost around 120 pesos per person, and you purchase the tickets in the arrival hall inside the airport. Here's an insider tip to make your life a lot easier. Use a private pickup option. After a long travel day, you may not want to sit there hauling your bags, trying to exchange money, or trying to figure out how local transportation works. Especially if you're arriving late at night in a strange country that speaks a foreign language, do you really want to deal with translating, converting, and hoping you don't get scammed or paying a foreigner price? Well, if you want a stress-free way of getting to your destination, we've partnered with some of the best, most convenient 5-star airport transportation companies who are going to pick you up from your airport and get you all the way to your destination, door to door in town, safely and hassle-free. Our partners have earned excellent reviews for offering a trustworthy and safe experience. They offer local, English-speaking drivers who are going to charge you a flat, prepaid fee with no hidden surprise charges. And you actually pay online with your credit card, so there's no worries about exchanging cash. The drivers are on time and will monitor your flights for any delays. Plus, you'll get access to 24/7 customer support and you get a free cancellation. Just click on the link below. You can get started and get some more information. Some of our expat friends actually prefer to fly into Mexico City than take a 7-hour bus ride to Oaxaca. Bus prices range anywhere between 350 pesos to 1,200 pesos depending on how luxurious of a bus you want to take. The ADO Platinum buses are first class. The seats recline all the way back so you can kind of kick back, enjoy, and you get in this full horizontal position. You can even get a good night's sleep for a long bus ride. We'll post a link to the bus service in the description box below. Once you arrive at the Oaxaca Central bus station, there's going to be a taxi waiting for you that can actually pick you up and take you anywhere in Centro for roughly 80 pesos. Now, getting around Oaxaca is amazing. Oaxaca is a very walkable city, and there's lots of buses, and they only cost about 8 pesos per ride. Buses here are a bit strange though, because there are no bus numbers. So if you're Googling how to get to someplace, you can just ignore any of the route numbers you see on Google Maps because I'm fairly certain Google just made all those numbers up. There's no numbers. Instead, buses have their destinations written in front of the bus. But if you're new like me, all I would do is end up just flagging a bus and just yelling out a landmark near my destination. If the bus driver nods or says yes, off I went. Luckily, I never really felt the need to use buses a lot because we really enjoy our daily strolls through this scenic and colorful city. I mean, seriously, I can't say enough about how pretty it is to walk around the city. One, the architecture and scenery is beautiful, and the streets are energetic without feeling overwhelming. There are massive art exhibits and detailed murals to look at on nearly every block. And from many streets in the Central, you can look out and you'll see the Sierra Madre Mountains off in the distance. Plus, most of the streets in Central are one-way, which makes walking really easy because traffic is severely reduced. After the nightmare we had walking around Mérida, Oaxaca's level sidewalks felt like a walker's paradise. In addition to the standard yellow taxi you'll see here in Oaxaca, the city also has maroon taxis with white stripes. These are shared taxis that they call colectivos here. And whether you take the regular yellow taxi or a colectivo, you want to make sure to discuss the prices up front. Sadly, there's no Uber here in Oaxaca, and while technically Didi exists, they're really unreliable. I was only able to secure a ride on Didi only about 50% of the time, and that was only after taking multiple attempts. And here, all the Didis in Oaxaca are taxis anyway. If you want more freedom to explore Oaxaca or take a quick trip to the beach town of Puerto Escondido for some surf and sun, renting a car is going to be your best option. Good news, if you're an American, you can actually use your current driver's license to drive a car here in Oaxaca. However, if you're from a different country, an international driver's license, also referred to as International Driver's Permit or IDP for short, it may also be required. An IDP is an internationally recognized document that translates your current valid driver's license and allows you to legally drive in up to 170 countries.
And if you want more tips like these, join our Expat Insights Facebook group for your insider's guide to living abroad. Our community is where you connect, share, and discuss real expat life overseas. No clickbait videos or filtered Instagram posts here, just unbiased truth from people who made the leap. Click below to join, because life's too short to wonder, what if?
Now let's talk money. In Oaxaca, you can use your credit card at many places, even the market. But many of these charming little restaurants, taquerias, or street carts, you can imagine, are going to be cash only. And even our co-living housing worked off of a cash or bank transfer. If we wanted to pay our monthly rent using a credit card, they would tack on a 4% fee. And I'm told most hotels in town have the same surcharge. So check with your hotel for their policies before slapping down your credit or debit card. And if you haven't already signed up for Wise, this used to be formerly called TransferWise, you should do that today. Wise has the lowest rates I could find to send Mexican pesos to our landlords for rent. For example, Wise charges roughly $10 to convert and transfer the equivalent of $1,050 in Mexican pesos. That's less than 1%. And if you use my link below, you'll get your first transfer free. And here's another money-saving insider tip. You can save some decent coin by finding the right ATMs. And we did some bank shopping on your behalf to find the best withdrawal rates for you. Caja Popular Mexicana, which is a bank I actually wasn't familiar with, only charges a 20 peso ATM fee, which is just a shade over $1. Now contrast this with Scotiabank, which took me for a whopping 100 pesos, which is nearly $5.50. Citibanamex came out with the second lowest fee of just 30 pesos, roughly $1.70. Santander was close behind with 38 pesos. So go with Caja Popular or Citibanamex to withdraw cash and you can save those extra pesos. And here's a bonus insider tip on a common ATM scam. This ATM tip isn't exclusive to Mexico, but really any country when you use a foreign bank card. If you're offered the option to convert this transaction from pesos to USD, always decline. When you're withdrawing pesos from an ATM in Mexico, using your overseas bank card, you may get a confusing screen that sneakily tries to get you to accept a currency exchange rate set by the ATM machine. Never, and I repeat, never accept the transaction. Always choose the option to decline the conversion. And don't worry, your transaction is still going to go through, you'll still get your money out. However, if you accept the conversion, the bank will use a terrible, absolutely ridiculously bad exchange rate, and you're going to get less pesos for your money. For example, here's a close-up of the ATM transaction I was making earlier. You can see the Santander, which is a local popular bank. You'll see ATMs around here everywhere for them. They're trying to convert my 5,000 peso ATM fee using a 15.52 exchange rate. Now, the actual exchange rate on that day was 16.59 pesos to $1. Santander was trying to tack on a 6.5% fee just to convert my money. And I would have lost nearly $20 on this scam if I hit accept. And for what? Nothing. Literally nothing. There is no benefit. Your bank will automatically convert your Mexican peso transaction and take out the proper amount of dollars out of your account, and your bank isn't going to charge you 6.5% to do it. Again, always decline the ATM currency conversion. Just a note, in case I wasn't clear, the currency conversion fee is different from the ATM transaction fee. The currency conversion fee is optional and should be declined. The ATM transaction fee is required and should be accepted. If you decline the ATM transaction fee, the machine is just going to stop doing the transaction. In Oaxaca City Center, you can find several small grocery stores. By US standards, these are legitimately tiny stores. However, you can find larger stores like Chedraui or Soriana Hipper on the outskirts of the center. You can take a deed there for around 80 pesos one way, or for even more convenience, you can just place a grocery order directly on the DD app. Also, the city center has at least 3 big-sized local markets, and here you can wander stalls filled with individual vendors specializing in just the one type of product. I had my favorite chicken lady who hand-carved my chicken for me because for some reason skinless, boneless chicken thighs are just not a thing here in Mexico. We also made routine visits to a specific cheese vendor, our vegetable lady. Now, one thing to note though is that I didn't always get the best or cheapest fruits at this market. I don't know whether I was getting gringo priced, but many times I found mangoes or papayas either in better shape or cheaper, or both in Chedraui. My normal food shopping routine has become just to kind of go to the local markets in the centro for vegetables, meats, and eggs. But for more specialty items like my Asian spices, or buying nice pesto, or for natural peanut butter or things, I simply place an order on my DD app and just have them delivered to me. Let's talk about staying connected in Oaxaca. The top 3 providers here are Telcel, AT&T, and Movistar, with Telcel boasting the best coverage. Since there are 2 of us, we prefer to have 2 different SIM cards, which is handy in case we run into any dead zones. It's always good to have options, right? For a prepaid plan with Telcel or AT&T, you're looking at roughly 200 pesos, which is about 11 USD. And that's good for a 30-day package that includes 3 gigabytes of data. The SIM card itself is usually free, and we recommend heading straight to a Telcel or AT&T store to get this set up, because they'll take care of everything for you. Alternatively, you can find SIM cards at stores like Electra or Coppel. Just remember to bring your physical passport, as they're going to need to register your SIM with your ID. Recharging your plan is a breeze via their app or website using your credit card. Alternatively, you can go to OXXO, which is a local convenience store, and pay them to recharge your card. All you have to do is just give them your phone number and they'll recharge it for you. Insider tip: topping up AT&T plans via the app worked fine for my American credit card, but my girlfriend Sandra's Austrian credit card didn't go through. On the other hand, Telcel accepted both the US and Austrian credit card. It went through without a hitch and offered a much smoother process. Now to an often asked and million-dollar question: how safe was Oaxaca? While Oaxaca may not be as consistently safe as Mérida, it is still considered a relatively safe destination for travelers. However, with Oaxaca's rising popularity comes more opportunities for theft. Generally speaking, around the centro, you're going to be safe in those areas. However, when going out at night for salsa dancing or drinks, we always made sure to travel in groups, and we didn't let any of our female friends walk home alone at night. It's always important to remain vigilant, especially when it comes to cell phone theft. Especially in crowded markets or in crowds during festivals where you're all cram-packed, always secure your belongings, stay aware of your surroundings, and you can kind of enjoy Oaxaca while keeping your valuables safe. Getting sick when you arrive in a new country is sometimes unavoidable. It's not unusual to pick up a cough, an upset stomach, or a bug. And you know what? It kind of makes sense. Your body's stressed out from traveling, you probably haven't eaten properly, and your system is still adjusting to unfamiliar health conditions. You have suspect street food, you have undrinkable local water, you have extreme heat, and you have some crazy disease-carrying mosquitoes. As my girlfriend can attest, Montezuma's revenge is very real for many expats. So ensure you have adequate healthcare coverage when you arrive in Mexico. You can get free quotes for international health insurance using our link below. Now it's your turn. I want to know what your number one priority is in the first 24 hours when you arrive in a new city. Let me know in your comments below, or just drop me a hi with any questions or suggestions you have for future videos. Until next time, hasta luego from Mexico. En contrast, halakaklo. One more time, let's try it. Halalako, yalatlaco. Deep breath. Let's try this again.